there, it's Miriam Schulman of the Inspiration Place. Welcome to my studio. So this is the first video in my free 4-part video series. In today's video, we are going to talk all about how you choose the best photo reference for painting farm animals. So stay tuned. So this is the 4-part video series, and before we dive into tips on choosing a great photo reference, I wanted to give you an overview on what you can expect if you tune in for the full 4-part series. This is video 1, and in this video, we're going to get to know each other a little better, and I'm going to give you some great tips on how to choose a great, I guess I like that word, a great photo reference, and where to find ones online, and that is without breaking any copyright laws. Then in video number 2, you're going to get started drawing farm animals, and you will even get a step-by-step demonstration of how to draw a pig in a few easy steps. You are going to want a piece of charcoal and a sketching paper for that. So you have a few days until the next video gets released, so be sure you gather those supplies so you can follow along right along with me. In video number 3, I'm going to share with you the art supplies that I use to paint farm animals in watercolor, and you will get to download my exact supply list that I use in the full premium course, Farm Animal Spirits, and you'll get to download that for free. And here's a little hint. You don't have to own 100 different tubes of paint, because I will share with you the few most important colors you need to paint watercolors the same way I do, and you're going to learn how to blend them in my class. And finally, in video number 4, I am going to describe to you what you get if you do choose to take the next step with me and join me in the full class, Farm Animal Spirits, so you can explore drawing and painting farm animals in more detail. So are you ready to get started? Yeah, I'm ready too. But just in case we haven't met yet, I wanted to give you a really brief introduction to me. I'm Miriam Schulman, and I've been selling my art professionally since 2003. I have over 1,000 sales on Etsy, hundreds more that I did online either through my website or other venues, and dozens of commissioned watercolor portraits to high-end clients in the New York metropolitan area. In addition, my art has graced the pages of numerous art magazines. However, what I am most proud of is my online class site, The Inspiration Place, where I empower people just like you with the skills and techniques they need to make their art dreams come true. And that is true whether they haven't painted in many, many years and you've put your creative self on the back burner and you're ready to bring that inner artist out again, or you've never painted before, or also for people who have painted for a while but just haven't quite figured out how to get the results they are looking for. You may have taken an online class with me already in art journaling or mixed media, but I have to say my first love has always been watercolor. What I want you to notice about my style of watercolor is that I paint in a very loose manner, not a photorealist style, which makes my style a little bit easier for you to learn. I've been told by a lot of my students that there are plenty of photorealistic men teaching you how to paint extremely detailed photorealism on YouTube. Not just men, I know there's some women teaching that style as well. And you are free to go find them out. I am not all about photorealism. I am about learning how to make your art loose and free. Okay, so I say all this not to brag, but because it really wasn't that long ago that actually I was a lot like you. So I just want you to see that this is the end of my journey, but in the beginning of my journey, I was pretty much where many of you are right now. I was working really long hours at my job on Wall Street, and I really missed my creative self. So I signed up for a watercolor class at a continuing education program, and believe me, it took a very long time to learn watercolor. But it does not have to be that way for you, because I am ready to share with you shortcuts that have taken me years to learn. So you can shave off years and frustration off of your learning curve and get to that place much faster. I've heard from a lot of students, they've had it with these free YouTube videos that tease you with their style but don't really help you. And there's plenty of classes where you can learn how to paint step by step, but the style in those other classes are so tight that they can leave you feeling very tense. I want you to paint in a loose style so you can discover how freeing watercolor can be when you learn how to let go and enjoy the process. And it really does help relieve stress when you learn to paint that way. So trust me to guide you on this journey on learning how to draw and paint farm animals. I love sharing what I know, and I'm so grateful to be able to leave behind this legacy. This free video series is a perfect example. Right now, I am sharing ideas and strategies or techniques that I hope will make a real positive difference in your art. In my videos, I share the very best of what I know. And if you get value from these free series, that's fantastic. And you get value from what I'm sharing. I'm so happy about that. But if you even want to go deeper and develop your skills further, I would love to have you join me in one of my online courses. But this way, with this free series, you'll get to experience kind of a mini version of what you get in those full classes to make sure if this class is right for you before you make that commitment. All right, so you're in the right place if you'd like to know how to paint animals so that you can feel their spirit and their personality and their essence. You're in the right place if you're interested in techniques to paint more loosely, to express the fun and the whimsy of animals. Maybe you have painted other subjects, but animals have eluded you, or perhaps you've tried and been frustrated, or you're afraid your animals look a little too cartoonish, so you need some help. And I'm here to help you with all that. But I do want to say this training is not for you if either you're not open to trying new things or if my style of painting turns you off. I mean, if you want to learn how to paint realistic animal, I feel my paintings are my paintings are realistic, but they're not so realistic that every hair needs to be painted. So if you're looking for something like that, this probably isn't for you. I like to paint in a loose way that gives more the impression of realism, and we can achieve that with a lot of shortcuts. Anyway, like I said, this video is all about getting started and where to look for a great photo reference.
All right, so one of the first places I like to go is Wet Canvas. Wet Canvas, this is the website. It hasn't changed in 15 years. I think it's now sponsored by Artist Network. And you need to be a member, but it's free. And they have great photo references, and the photo references are all copyright free. So what you do is you go over to the reference image library here. All right, so you type cow into the field, and then you come down here, and I would look for, pretty sure they have a farm animals category, and type in cows. And there's your cows. Okay, so here's how you find the copyright-free photos that are free, and you have complete permission to use them. But let's talk about what makes a good photo reference. So first of all, I try to avoid ones like this that clearly have full flash on them. So you see, now it's not a very particularly attractive cow, but that's not really the problem. The problem is it's all in light and there's no shadows. So a better one would be this bull painting right here. The steer would be perfect to use actually, because you see how there's light and shadow, and that makes it much easier to do it in watercolor. Also, what makes it very compelling about this painting is that the steer is looking at the camera, so that pulls you into the photo. I would not paint this other cow over here. So remember, when you are painting, you are the artist. You don't have to include every single detail. I don't use this site as much as I used to, because I think it's a question of you get what you pay for. I liked now to pay for the images that I have, so we're going to type in lamb. So some of these are good. They're okay. They're a little bit, I mean, even looking at the thumbnails, you see how this kind of blends in together. I like to use photos where there's a lot of light and dark contrast, and I prefer when one of the animals is looking at the camera to draw you in. You can spend a lot of time on this site sorting through stuff, but might be a little less frustrated if you go to the paid sites where you pay for a photo. Okay, the next site that I like is called Fotolia or Fotilia. I'm not sure how to say it actually. So you need to create a login for this, and hopefully that's my password. Okay, here we go. So you're going to see a much higher quality for these pictures. Now, when you type in cow, first of all, it's much easier to use. You type in cow, you're going to see that you're going to have both photographs and cartoons. So you're going to want to filter out the cartoons. File type, photo. All right, so what would make a good painting? Pretty much any of these would make a good painting. The photographers are very talented. I do know that the terms of usage on Fotolia is that you are allowed to create art from their photos, and that is very important to check in any stock photography site, that you have permission to actually create art and sell it from their images. I wouldn't choose anything that has the white background. Be sure you have some sort of background, and be sure that I mean this is a great one with the, again, with the eye contact. I always say it's really good, and it's really good to look to see if it has a dark side and a light side.
Now, if you do decide to join Farm Animal Spirits, one of the bonuses is you do get my exclusive farm animal photo reference guide of photos that I've curated of sheep, pigs, cows, and chickens. So that will save you countless hours of combing through Wet Canvas and the paid sites looking for photo images, and this is an incredible valuable resource for you. What would it feel like if you can learn how to capture the spirit of these animals yourself? In the next video, I am actually going to give you a lesson in how to draw a pig. It's a lot easier than you may have thought. I think you're going to love learning how to draw. And if you already know how to draw, great. You can follow along with me too. All you're going to need is a piece of vine charcoal and some vellum drawing paper. Both can be found in craft stores or in an art supply store. So try to pick those up before the next video so you'll be ready to play along with me. Until then, start collecting pictures of farm animals that you want to draw. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.